it's Denny again. Welcome back. I've been gone a while because I've been trying to clean my sewing room. It was a mess. My husband found the quilt hangers, but he hadn't had time to hang them and he didn't want me on the ladder. But anyway, I even took down, I'm going to move you, even took down my ironing board. And it seems so much bigger in here now. There you go. Anyway, I'm just working on a Quilt As You Go table runner for Christmas, for a gift, or pre-Christmas gift. Now, I cut this 15 inches, closer to 16 inches wide, and then I just cut it like, 40, 45 long. And then I will trim it when I think it's long enough or get tired of sewing on it and ready to get excited to quilt it. And I'm just going to use some Christmas fabric. I had a Christmas line with gingerbread men and snowman. It's old. It's old. It was from my mom's stash. And I started putting pieces together, and I decided, oh, I should just do this quilt as you go. It'd be so much faster. So I'm going to consider this one my center block. I'm going to lightly mark this with my nail. And I'm going to center it. Sorry about that. I'm going to center it. Can you see that? I'm going to center it on my batting. I'm using cotton batting, the same cotton batting I use for bowlies. It's just easier. If you're using a lot of very light colored, like mostly white, you might want to get a white batting, but it does cost more. I'm just using natural. So, kind of sticks, doesn't it? And this will be row 2. So I'm going to take this row and put it face down. And sew right through it. I don't know if I can tilt you down or not. Hold on. Is that better? Okay, there's my batting. There's my center marking on this centerpiece. Put this one face down. Is that the way I wanted it? No, it says let's go build a snowman. So I'm going to put this one at the top. Okay, I'm going to lengthen my, looks a little crooked. I'm going to lengthen my stitch length to about 2.5. And I'm going to stitch this down. And I'm just going to add a couple of pins. I don't think it'll move. It's pretty much stuck to itself. And then what you could do, unlike me who already started piecing, I can go back and I can top stitch where the seams are. And just top stitch. And it'll be already quilted. So I'll top stitch here on the green and the red. Right now I just have cream colored thread. We'll see what that looks like. I might need to change thread. And I haven't put a bottom on this yet because I don't know what I want to use on the bottom. I guess it depends on what I have the most of. to bump up my stitch length a little bit above 2.5. It was dragging. It's a little thick. This batting is. Anyway, and then I went to a 3.5, almost 4, just top stitch. Now I have to decide if I like the off-white on the green. Well, it'd be on the red too. Let's see. I have a little bit of this dark green. I have several reds. That one's not bad. This one's more of a antique red, or whatever you call it, country red. That could work too. Let's try. Okay, I put a couple more strips on. No rhyme or reason, just making strips. Trying not to get the reds and greens touching, you know, that kind of thing. I still have my green thread in, as you can tell. When I finish this, I can go back over with one thread or 2 or 3. Okay, let's make some more strips. Let's chin this up a bit and see how it looks. This side got really long. Now you can get an idea. Now, if this is still my center block and I fold it in half, see, one side is longer than the other. Can you see that? So I know I'm not finished if I want to keep the gingerbread man in the center. So I definitely need at least one more here, and then I can finish it off with just a solid strip. And I'm debating about whether to do it with the gingerbread man, the snowman, or just, you know, some green or something. What do you think? Pretty crazy, huh? Let's see here. Do we need more red? I think we're doing good on red. We're doing good on green. I've only used this one once. I don't know if I like that as much. Got this green. Then I could put something red or beige at the top. Let's try that. Cut a strip of green, it's just a little over half, 3.5. Now I want to put something up here, but I don't want it to be the plaid or the green. Something, well, no. I have another red, but it's really bright. but then it'd be next to that red. I could put a snowman. Is there a way to put a snowman there? Would just be his belly. It's hard when you have the bigger prints like that. I have a little bit of this red left, not much. And I don't want to put green. I could put some gingerbread men, but this would make a nice ending. I had some polka dot. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, here it is. What would that look like? Be right next to the red. I could put some more of my center block there. Let's try that. Let's see if I can find one of these. My strip's just a little over 3.5. So I am trying to get this gingerbread man in there. I'm going to cut it a little bigger than I need. Let's see what that looks like. Could be crazy. That could work. Let's try that. I went with a 5-inch strip on the ends. I went with this Argyle, Christmas Argyle print. I don't know if you can see that quilting. Now I need to trim it up. Let's see what we got. Looks even. Actually, I'm going to turn that the other way. I can see my dots anyway. Okay. Let's see. It's most narrow right here. It's going to be about 14, maybe 14.5. I've got quite a bend right there in the batting. Operator problem. Time for a new blade. There. All this mess. Save that. Sure I got it all. Yep. Okay. Line it up with the bottom of my mat. Let's try this again. Does that look straight? I'm like right on the edge of my mat. Well, Something's, oh, probably from all that quilting. I was going to say, why is that so hard? All right, then. Well, that one probably could be saved. Put this over here. Now, those batting scraps I tear into tiny little pieces and put them in a bag, and then I can use them to stuff things. But they go in the scrap bucket for now. Okay, now all I need to do is make this even. So, it's not bad. I thought I got really crooked. Save that. And one more time. No peeking. Put that on a line. Still have my pins in there. All right. Don't need that. Save the batting. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Ta-da! Quilt as you go. Okay, I closed the blind. Maybe you can see better. All right, this is done. I'm going to pick a backing for it. And then I can do some pretty quilting. And I'll probably have to piece some of this. What is with all this white thread I keep finding? No idea. I have a pretty good chunk of the green with the trees. Of course, this would be cute on the back, but it'd also make really nice binding. I think I better save that. I have snowman left. That would be always cute on the back. More of the gingerbread man. I wonder if there's enough of that. Oh, there might be. Might have to piece the end, but let's see. Let's see if that's long enough. It is almost long enough. That would be really fun on the back. I like using large prints on the back. Okay. Well, let me trim this up, and then we'll add something to the back to it to make it longer. And then you can do the fun quilting. Okay, when you're doing something thick like this, you need to pick a more open and longer stitch on your decorative stitches. This one, once it got going, it was pretty good. But that's a lot of layers. You got to think you've got seam allowance in there, besides the batting, backing, and, you know, of course, the top. So let me pick something else. On this one, I started with this stitch that kind of looks like trees. But of course with the red it didn't show up. So then I just went from corner to corner and met up with the decorative stitching. This one, I made half an X. I need to go back and finish the X. Don't know what happened there. But I'm just trying out some decorative stitches. Now, you can just hand quilt this. There's not that much to it. If you want to do that and add some embroidery, you can even add some trim. I'll see what I have. Here's some satin ribbon. You could add this to a block, just zigzag or straight stitch over it. You could add some rickrack, you know, the zigzag. I thought I had some real antique matte gold that would look cute. I do have some snowflakes, but they are plastic, and I didn't want to put anything like that on here. And anyway, and you could use embroidery floss. Like, see how the candy cane goes around the blocks? You could do something with that. Maybe echo it in one of the blocks. Or you can just play with the machine stitches you have. Well, I ran out of the dark green thread I was using on the back. So I had to switch to that dark red I showed you earlier. No, that's not it. I don't like it as much. It's too, I mean, on this part it probably wouldn't be so bad, but on the green it looks terrible. And I don't have any more dark green. Well, I have some in that rayon thread, that shiny stuff. But I don't think you put that in the bobbin. Well, this ribbon didn't want to stay on the counter. And I do not have any more dark green thread. I looked in both my racks. What is that? It's kind of an espresso color. No more dark green. I have this variegated green, but it's got a lot of light green in it. It just wouldn't work. So I don't know what to do now. I guess I'm gonna have to go get some more dark green thread. Of all the colors of green, yeah. Okay, more tomorrow. Time to put the binding on. I cut it at 2 1/4 inches. I was able to get enough to go around. I'm starting it on the back. I made a little triangle, folded it in. I'm going to pin it there, and I'm going to start stitching about right there, about 1/4 inch. Okay, I've come to the end. Here's my little triangle. I had plenty left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this now past my triangle. I'm going to cut it at an angle. Look, extra. I'm going to remove my pin. I'm going to stick this inside here. Line this back up. And continue sewing. Just like that. That's it. See it? Now I'm going to take this to the ironing board, give it a little press in the correct direction, this way, and roll it over to the front. And that's when you can use your clips if you'd like, or you can just wing it. You want to make sure all this is laying flat when you roll this over to the front, and then I'll probably change my thread. I have dark green in right now. I'm thinking about going back to the cream. All done. Can you see the quilting? I did find some dark green for the back. Not the same color dark green. It was a little bit lighter. But did the binding the same way we did on the mug rugs and the hot pads. It's just the same way. Use some of my decorative stitches. Some were better than others. When you're doing something thick, you need to you know, test them out to see if they'll work. But pretty much all it was, quilt as you go. Just took some strips anywhere between 3 to 5 inches and added them. In the back, I was able to use up the rest of that gingerbread snowman fabric, and then I was able to use the stars on each end, so it looks reversible, which is always nice. And you know, I didn't only use 2 pieces of the snowman, but I did get the rest of the gingerbread in there, and that one turned out so cute. Yeah, and I'm glad I was able to use enough of that on the binding. There's another thread. Have to double check. And the recipient is coming over today for dinner, so my husband's cooking. Get some fun food. And that's all the binding I had left. Okay, that's it. So get you some scraps. Make you some strips. They don't have to be piece strips. They can just be solid, you know, strips. They don't have to be piece strips. Do what you want. Quilt as you go. And if you don't want to do the binding, do the pillowcase method like we did last time. Turn it inside out and then do some quilting and, of course, sew the opening shut. Okay? Enjoy. Do something fun for Christmas, either as a gift or for yourself. Okay? Take care. Oh, thumbs up and please subscribe. And thank you to all the people who have been subscribing. It is amazing. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.